Hey guys, what's going on? It's Bat at Hell 24 again. I was just thinking about the whole M series as a whole, and this is just my thoughts on the M series so far. M is a fucking genius. He's made mods that do things that I nobody has ever seen a mod do. Like in Disappearance, it goes from a whole new perspective of Monica, and I think Disappearance, going off of what Afro Zero said, I've been thinking about it, and Disappearance is indeed, I think, Monica's epiphany. Like when Monica had her epiphany in the base game, I think Disappearance details that epiphany in a way that we never even seen before, where it's Monica realizing that no one's there, it's all a game, she's not real, everyone's not real. And that kind of makes sense, because in the first episode of Hypnopompic, she has a mental breakdown because of this epiphany. Like, she had an epiphany, she completely and totally broke down, and now we have a Monica with the fleeting feelings of Monica, which is shy because she lost her personality, and she has a completely different personality now. It's not a personality disorder, it's just that she has a completely different personality because she lost her memories due to the freakout. So, Disappearance is all about Monica's epiphany. Don't is all about Siri taking initiative to not die. Because the entire mod is her trying to get up and do stuff. And then she realizes that, oh wait, I do have the power to not do this. Let's just actually live life and shit. But Don't is set before the Monica incident, because Monica's still the same way. So is Don't before Fleeting Feelings, or is it during it, but Monica hasn't had her epiphany yet? I don't know, dude. But then Somnium came out, and if none of you have noticed it by now, Somnium's entire story is in reverse order. Every scene except for the final scene where Yui's on the roof reading the letter from Ren is all in reverse order. And I've been thinking about it a lot, and with help from Apple Zero's videos, I realized that the whole story of Somnium is Yuri was part of the fencing club, captain of the fencing club, with Ren. That's how they're friends. They were friends, assumingly, from the fencing club. They were doing like a fencing spar session in the gym or something like that. Yuri, I think, stabs Ren, and it was a complete accident. She didn't mean to, and she starts spiraling downward into something, and every once in a while she'll hear Ren's voice in her head. But Ren's not real, so she's hearing the voice of her dead friend in her head saying, go to this temple. Like, go to this temple and you'll be cleansed entirely. But in actuality, the entire mod is based off of the guy asking Yuri questions, because throughout the entire mod, you have these points where it's a guy asking questions, and you don't really know who it is until Hypnopompic, when you realize, and Somnium, when you realize that Yuri went to the temple, there was someone else there in the temple, and that was Yuri talking to someone. I don't know who it is, but talking to someone. And she asks the question, because we know in Rin's episode of Hypnopompic, we find out that Yuri asks the question, why can I hear the voice of my dead friend? So, That in itself is crazy. So, also, Yuri joined the Literature Club because of Rin. Because Rin died. Basically. Rin basically died, and Yuri joined the Literature Club because she wants to respect Rin in a way, I think. Like, respect her friend's death by joining the club. But that doesn't really explain why she acts the way she does in Fleeting Feelings. That doesn't really explain why she does that in Fleeting Feelings. But then we have Hypnopompic, and Hypnopompic's the one that ties Fleeting Feelings, Disappearance, Don't, Somnium, and most recently Members of Nothing, because up until recently there was no Natsuki mod, so we had to play Disappearance, Don't, Somnium, Fleeting Feelings, the demo, and Hypnopompic. And then Memories of Nothing came out, and then the Natsuki episodes for Hypnopompic came out. So Hypnopompic kind of tied everything together, kind of tied the loose ends that we never really knew together. And I think Hypnopompic did a really good job at tying together those ends, because we never really knew what happened. And then Hypnopompic, because, with the Sayori episodes and not in the Monica episodes and the Yuri episodes, first episode of Monica is her, having her epiphany and breaking down. Second episode of Monica is her in the hospital, recovering and shit. But she lost her memory. The third Monica episode is her in that space room, just kind of ranting about how she came about her epiphany and how she realized that the whole entire thing is a game. And she can reach past the game and see to the player's computer. And what I find cool is that afterwards, the game takes a screenshot of your desktop and displays that as the main menu. Kind of a way to saying, hey, look, this is what she sees. This is what she can see past the game. She sees your computer. She sees the player. And that is really, really fucking cool. But then we have the Sayori episodes, which is Sayori going through her day, even though she's depressed. And her parents are doing jack shit to help her. But then the third episode is her kind of realizing that, hey, I can actually stay alive and shit. And then Fleeting Feelings Monica pops up and it's like, yo, hey, I'm here. It's pretty fucking cool. And then Yuri's episodes. First Yuri episode is possibly a continuation of the episode where they ended a bridge with Rin. And Rin's kind of just telling her, I can tell you anything, and, you wouldn't freak out and shit. But then the second episode is Yuri having a nightmare. And I don't know what that nightmare entails, but I don't know what that nightmare means. It's her running from something, and then dying from that thing. And then Rin's like, you had a nightmare, haven't you? And all like that. Oh my god. And then the final Yuri episode is the one with Rin, where we realize that Rin is actually dead. And Yuri is hearing her voice, which is why we never saw Rin in Somnium. We always heard her voice, but we never saw Rin. So that was pretty fucking cool. And then Memories of Nothing came out, which is a Natsuki POV thing, where I think it's set in the Fleeting Feelings universe. The Fleeting Feelings mod universe, because there's a blue text box for the MC. So I don't know if we were the Fleeting Feelings MC or we were ourselves or whatever. But it's kind of a just going through the motions kind of mod, because we find out that the MC in Fleeting Feelings is a total simp and wants Natsuki. He strives to be with Natsuki and does all these things for her. Even as going so far as to standing up for her, telling Tina, Natsuki's friend, who that didn't know, or MC didn't know, that he was Natsuki's boyfriend. And then chaos ensues. They eat more, they're getting together, close together. They get to a pond kind of scene, and Natsuki gets a choice. Now, if you choose I love you too, they kiss, and the mod ends. But that is not the true ending. The true ending is you're rejecting MC, and then the game resets. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, why would the game reset? Here's an interesting bit of information. Natsuki finds a journal from someone, and she reads it, and in that journal contains what the mod entails, like what happens in the mod. Intermittently with some don't trust him, help me in, I think, base 64, base 34 code, something like that. So, here is the reason as to why the game reset. So, in a visual novel, you are the player, right? The player is controlling the main character. When something in a visual novel doesn't go your way, or the girl does not get the recorded reaction that you want, you reset the game. That is what the Fleeting Feelings MC did. The Fleeting Feelings MC is constantly resetting the game until Natsuki confesses. And that is fucking wild, because that kind of basically tells us something about the Fleeting Feelings MC. And there's a whole bunch of shit that's gonna happen in Fleeting Feelings because of it. But then we get the Hypnopompic Natsuki episodes. And, they don't really tell much, but they do tell a kind of linear story. Like the first episode of Natsuki and Tina talking it out about stuff, and Tina leaves the, basketball club or something like that. And it's just Natsuki and Tina talking about, what it means to be a hero, or you're a hero or a villain, or you're a hero or a villain. And there's nothing really of substance from that. But the second episode is what really solidifies what happens in Memories of Nothing. Because it is a Natsuki that knows what happens, that writes the journal while the Natsuki in Memories of Nothing sleeps, so that she can read it and be warned about the Fleeting Feelings MC. And then the final episode of Memories of Nothing, the final episode of Kingdom Pompic, the Natsuki episode, where she's in the library, and she finds a girl. And this girl is kind of friendly, but they kind of see each other every once in a while, but then they don't talk, they talk every once in a while. And then the reveal of who she is. Natsuki says her name is Natsuki, but then the girl's name is Rin. So that shows that Natsuki was a friend of Rin as well, and Rin was in the literature club at the same point before Yuri was. So, after that, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, that's where we're at right now. The only mod left in the M universe, the M series, is of course Fleeting Feelings. And I cannot wait for the entirety of Fleeting Feelings to come out so that we can finally get closure and finally get answers to the questions that we desperately so needed. Like, why is the Fleeting Feelings MC resetting the game? What happened after Ren died? How's Natsuki going to react to Ren's death? Did Natsuki already react to Ren's death? How did she take it? Is Yuri out here with it? What happened with Monica? What really happened with Monica? What's going to happen with the two MCs in the Fleeting Feelings demo? Because apparently there's one MC, and then the other MC, and then the one MC says you have to save my world, but I can bring you back to yours, but you have to save mine first. And there's just a bunch of shit going on, and I don't know. Sorry for making this video. This is just a little bit of a, explanation session. I'm not gonna say rant, because It's a good rant. Like, it's not a bad rant. It's more like a kind of like talking about the mods and shit. So, thank you guys so much for listening. This is kind of a random video that I made to just kind of get things off my head and off my chest. Thank you so much to everyone who made the mods, especially After Zero, because I watched all of his MC's episodes, and those kind of made me realize that, okay, this is what the story is. Like, he talked it out, and I'm like, okay, this makes sense. So, thank you, After Zero, for making those videos. I really appreciate it. They were fun to watch. And, yeah. Can't wait to watch you play Fleeting Feelings. But, I may play it first before watching your Let's Play. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. If you guys liked it, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, do whatever. Probably gonna do another Oldham77.exe saga video, or a stream of more Sequel Club. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for listening. Shout out to the ddlcmods subreddit, because, yeah, that's the one stop for finding any DDLC mod that you want. Also, go to ddlcmodclub.com. That is the official site to get any mod that you want. You can search, you can sort by tags and shit. So if you want a Natsuki mod, you can just click check Natsuki and click update, and then it will give you a bunch of Natsuki mods. If you want, say, a scary mod, no scary. If you want a scary romantic Monica mod, I don't know if that exists, but if you can find it, then you can find it. If you want all the girls in a comedy mod, NSFW, 18 plus, whatever, there's only one mod for that, and I think that is DDLC Bridge. And I'm gonna play DDLC Bridge. I'm going to play DDLC Abridged at some point. I don't know when, but at some point. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Later.